Do you realize how big your reach is? Today I was sitting there thinking that, it feels like I send out gifts to clients and never hear back from them. Or, I post all this content and it's like nobody's commenting. And you start to wonder, if you're like me, should I keep going? Is it worth it? Well, it is, because if you're like me, you will start to realize little by little that those efforts really do make a difference. We just don't see them every day. So, for instance, today I was in a meeting just before this in a webinar, and one of the individuals was talking about how he had sent gifts and just other tokens to nurture a relationship to a potential client for over 2 years, I think it was. Hadn't heard a word. And then they finally reached out and said, hey, I think we should have a conversation, and had a whole file drawer full of everything they've ever received from him. He didn't realize during that whole time, because they'd never shared anything back, that it was working, that it did make a difference. For me, I can remember thinking about one of my current clients and how she reached out to me after I started my business. It was over 3 years later, and said, hey, I know that I always enjoyed working with you in the past. I've been seeing everything you've been sharing. I think it's worth us having a conversation. And now we're working together, and I love working with her. I'm so glad that she reached out. I could go on with numerous more examples. And I think you can probably think about those in your lives too, about times when it's just a simple posting on somebody else's post, a comment saying, hey, I love what you're doing. Or it's somebody who called you and reached out. It's those moments when all of a sudden we realize, wow, somebody does care about what we're putting out there. This does make a difference to them in their lives, but we're all busy. So we may not necessarily always take the time to follow up and share that back with the person that made the impact for us. So one, I encourage you, if somebody's made that impact for you, if they brighten your day or left an impression on you, that you do follow back up and show that appreciation to them as well. But two, and even more importantly, is don't dismiss the efforts that you're doing. Don't quit staying on the course. We don't know when our efforts are going to pay off. And it's so easy sometimes to just say, this isn't making a difference. Let's just stop now. But we don't know when that point is going to come. And we don't know all the things that are happening that we just don't see. Your reach, your impact is so much greater than what the numbers or what the data or what the social media site or what anybody can tell you it is. So stay with it. I know sometimes it's hard. I get it. But if you do the activity, if you are consistent and you're doing things for the right reasons, which I know you are, that you're in this for the right reasons to help other people make an impact, that this will pay off for you in ways that you can't even imagine. So I hope this gives you a little bit of encouragement today to stay the course, to keep showing up for you, showing up for others. We'll be back next Tuesday with some additional ideas about how you can continue to be strategic, provide value, and be consistent in the way that you show up for others, and you create more raving fans for what you're doing and how you can make a difference for others. We'll talk to you then. Have a wonderful week.